All right, holy moly, I can't believe it. We're in our third episode of Bearing Bipolar. We are rocking and rolling. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Today's going to be kind of a tough subject. We're going to be talking about childhood trauma and being manic. I'm Jen. I started this channel to talk about my life experience before, during, and after my diagnosis. So today we're going to bring it a little bit before my diagnosis. So I was in middle school. I was asked to pick up a couple bridesmaid dresses for my best friend's mom, who was running a little late from getting ready for a wedding that day. Now this is totally normal. Back in that day, if it was sunny, if the sun was shining, we could be out and about with our friends as long as we got our little butts home by the time it got dark. So don't come for her. That was normal. So I got to the tailor shop. I grabbed the bridesmaid dresses, and as I came out, there was a really cute guy who looked like he was maybe like a couple years older than me. Maybe he was in high school, I was in middle school. And he starts chatting with me and lets me know, that he knows the family. He's going to be at the same wedding. And I was like, cool. I mean, hopefully I get to dance with him a little bit later, right? He was a good looking guy, could get a girlfriend completely on his own. As I was leaving, he said, hey, like, I can give you a ride. And then my friend's house was just a couple blocks away. I was wearing clunky heels, and I was thinking about how long these dresses were and having to walk, a couple streets down. And I decided to go ahead and take the ride. I know I have been told by my dad in the past, don't take rides from strangers, don't take candy from strangers. Make sure that when you go to your car, when I was driving age, that you have your keys ready. You're not digging in your purse. You want to get in the car really quick and lock the door. So this is not a situation where my dad or my parents did not communicate with me. They communicated with me. I just thought that someone who would prey on you would be someone much older, kind of creepy, in their van, like, do you want some candy, So I didn't expect it to be a cute guy. So I said yes. I got in the car. We start driving towards the house, and I forgot, I need to get hairspray. So I go into the shop, grab hairspray. I noticed that he didn't pull into a spot. He was actually just idling in the middle of the driveway, which I thought was kind of weird. I don't know. I got a weird sense. And then so I quickly got the hairspray and got back in the car. Great. All I needed to do is just drive 2 stoplights over. We get to the first stoplight, and he goes into the left turn lane. I go, no, it's the next stoplight, not this stoplight. And he was completely silent. So all the talkativeness that he had earlier was just gone. And so I'm just quiet, and he makes a U-turn. So now I'm like, oh crap, like what is happening right now? He goes down the street and actually goes onto the freeway. And at this point, tears are coming down my face. I know I'm in trouble. And I'm just thinking what to do next. So my dad always said, don't panic. If you're in a situation, just stop, think what you can do. What's the next step? So that's what I was doing. As we started going the freeway, he started to masturbate. Keep in mind, I am a middle schooler. I've never seen that before, ever. The only thing I've seen is my little baby brother changing his diaper, and it looked nothing like that. So, I'm just like, freaked out, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, hey, Jen, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I'm like, I know, I'll open the door. I'll try to jump out, roll like a stunt person, and then I'll get away. So I'm waiting for my moment, get the door open, and start to lean over, and he grabs the door and shuts it. So I'm like, shit. So nothing's happening. It's quiet. We're driving for a couple more seconds, and then he starts again. So again, I open the door. This time I got it a little bit further out. He grabs it, shuts it, and he shuts it hard. So now I know he's pissed. So at that point, I think he was freaked out. I think opening that door on the freeway is the number one thing that got me out of the situation, because he freaked out. So he went got off the freeway at the very next exit, and I was able to get out. And I didn't forget the bridesmaids' dresses or the hairspray. So I grabbed him out, walked over, and this lady with the baby in the back of her car gave me a ride back to my friend's house. Police came, helicopters, they're looking for the guy. He was never found. The police told me, if you ever want to see your best friend again, do not tell your parents. And I never did. I never told my parents. The only thing that ended up happening was in my 30s, I ended up finding out that my baby sister, who's 20 years younger than me, was dating a guy online who was a little bit older than her, and that freaked me out. So that's finally when I ended up telling my sister what happened. My dad was there when I had that conversation with her, and he was pissed at that officer. So mad. But I for a long time I thought, like, this is my fault. Like, I should not have gotten into that car. Like, I got myself into trouble. You knew better. You were talked to before. But nothing happened to me. So I'm like, okay, cool. Did not realize that that was going to be trauma at the time. That would come up later in life when I was diagnosed with my disease. What I came to find out is that I have an intense fear of men when I'm alone. So what ended up happening is, one of the times where I was hypomanic, a group, about 6 different guys, came towards me who were in construction gear and told me I couldn't park at a certain place. So I'm backing up. They're telling me, you can't park there. You can't park there. Backing up. Finally, I say, stop. Don't come any closer to me. If you want me to move my car, call the police. So that fear, that intense amount of fear, ended up popping me into a psychosis. So once I went to the hospital, there was multiple government agencies, because I actually was on Cabrillo. I was on a base. And I think it's a Navy base, but I accidentally went there instead of going to the tide pools where I was intending to go take pictures. So multiple government agencies came, figured out that, thankfully, that I had a mental illness. I had a brand new car. It was a brand new SUV, no tags, no identification. All I had was my camera on me. My purse was in the car. And so they took a while to figure out, okay, she has, a mental illness, so let's get her to the hospital. So they ended up getting me to the hospital. And the next day I came to, but a social worker was the one who kind of put 2 and 2 together. And he was like, I think that, you having that extreme fear of men popped you into that psychosis. Then I found out after years and years and years that, yes, fear and then also anger. Fear and anger are the 2 things that will pop me into that psychosis if I'm already in a manic state. And a psychosis, psychosis isn't anything crazy for me. When I'm in a psychosis, all it means is I'm in my thoughts. I'm walking around and I'm just not paying attention. I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. And then the closest I can kind of describe it is if you were daydreaming. You were daydreaming and then you got to work and you were like, I don't know how I got here, but thank God I got here safely. That's kind of what that's like for me, but an intense daydream. So I just wanted to talk about trauma. I ended up going to an extensive outpatient program. I had one of the most wonderful leaders, Haley, who helped me identify that not only is that a trigger when it comes to in my hypomanic stage, but it's a trigger in general. So even when I'm regulated and balanced, I'm scared of men when I'm alone. So if one comes near me, I want to run. I'm always looking for ways to escape. And that's something I never dealt with. I never knew. And I was able to go ahead and bring that up into therapy. So I just wanted to make a video about childhood trauma and how it does impact you if you are bipolar or you're dealing with, a mental disease. All right, guys, thank you for joining me and have a good one. Love ya. Bye.